Turn on this face. So obviously the only thing anyone remembers out of that skit was the end. Because I get asked to sing that song a lot, and I don't actually remember the lyrics because it was a one-time thing, as unfortunately most of this is. And then there are scripted skits. I don't, because the sound on this one's really bad to start with. So I don't even know if I'm going to show it. But this one was a skit that we did for KCON. And essentially we scripted the entire thing and we read the script, but then we forgot the script. And then we did a dress rehearsal, which was horrible. So then we went back to the script and read it, and we tried to do it, but when we got on stage just for Iron Man, so we just kind of improv'd our way through it, knowing the key points, but still there were some lines in there. We don't really script most of our stuff though, just because I find it's harder for us to script stuff. I don't know if anyone else has that problem where, you know, if something's written down, they have to read exactly that, they only concentrate on reading it. Whereas if you're just coming in, you're just like, hey everybody, and you can just say whatever you want, then it's just a lot easier to engage the audience, I find it.
And it's more personal too, because a lot of the time when you're acting, you're reading someone else's lines, so it doesn't come off as realistic as what you would say.
Like, even just using slang. Like, I know there's a lot of slang in England that we don't use in Canada. So if somebody gave me a script of that slang, I probably wouldn't maybe like use the inflections right or something, I wouldn't say it right, and it would just come off seeming like unnatural. Other things to try to avoid are things like inside jokes. I know that's kind of a contradiction considering our first video was about Fox and Box, which is essentially an elongated inside joke. But what I mean by this is just like, if you and your friends have an inside joke that's just like, I'm just gonna pick on Kingdom Hearts. If it's like, oh, Sora's toenail, everybody look at Sora's toenail, and that's awesomely fine with you and your friends, it might not be as funny to people who have no idea what the inside joke was. Because the thing about inside jokes is it's very much time and place related, and there's a lot of content that's like specific to your friends. So Sora's toenail might be freaking hilarious. It might be funny to others just in the way you say it, I don't know. Like our friend Courtney has a way of making absolutely anything funny. She can say anything that's hilarious. But generally inside jokes are a good thing to stay away from to a degree. Also, too much series-specific content. If you haven't seen Kingdom Hearts and you have a skit that's you know, very series-based, like talking about, what's one of the general thing with Kingdom Hearts? Talking very heavily about Keyblades, or like even Sora's memories or something. People who don't know that he lost his memories, or like Axel, even Axel being like, you know, like, here, Axis. Just keep in mind that some of your audience, although it's like, I assume everyone's played Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, spoilers, that's a good point as well. But it's just better if you go with universal themes, something that everyone finds funny. Same with any sort of comedy. For example, somebody falling down the stairs. Always funny. Long scenes and pointless scenes. Just especially for YouTube, because YouTube videos tend to be about 10 minutes long max. If you're making something for YouTube, of course, they allow you to download or upload for further. But generally, people on YouTube, when they go, I know when I go to surf on YouTube, if something is super long, I will not watch it unless it's super interesting to me. I usually watch like 2-minute things, or 5-minute, or 8-minute, or something like that. So you just want to keep things moving really quickly, because someone's on the computer, so they get distracted easily, right? Like, you know, if something's boring, you go to MSN, and you just miss the entire thing, you end up clicking on the video. So just, I always like to say YouTube is sort of like you're catering toward ADD people. Because it's like there's just so much out there, so you want to make sure that you're moving along quickly. I wish I had my power, but I haven't. As for, does everyone know what improv is? Improvisation? Anyone ever seen improv games or something like that, or done it?
Yeah.
Has anyone done improv in school?
Yeah.
Okay. So improv it's just making stuff up, essentially. And the key point to improv is not a key point to life, but it's always say yes. You apply that to improv, not to life. Dear God. Always say yes. I mean, like, because if you say no, you shut down everything. Because I'm just like, so Jenna, it's an interesting turtle standing at the door.
Totally is.
Say no this time. Hey, Jenna, shit, there's a giraffe!
No, there isn't.
You see, then it's just like, then I have to think of something new. And then it sort of shuts down the skit right there. And it's awkward for everyone involved. But always say yes and. So instead of saying like, yes, that is a very awkward turtle, say like yeah, and why is he dressed in women's clothing or something like that. So you gotta contribute something. Because you'll find that some people are easier to act with than others. For example, with Valdrine, her and I can go back and forth for hours.
Totally start.
We do it driving down the highway, and then we almost get hit by several cars. We almost died because she was being Justin Hammer. It's like Tony, come on now, Tony. And she loves that character, and I was just like Tony Stark being, you know, the opposite character. And she was so into it. She was driving. Oncoming traffic came. She drove through a red light, and something backed out. She almost got hit. We stopped, and I just we all turned over, just like, no more Justin Hammer. Just get us home. So don't get too into it. Also, make statements. Don't ask questions all the time. Like if I were to say,
You're stuck in the tail, aren't you?
yeah, I just keep imagining a turtle coming in here, and it's freaking me out. I'm like, oh my god, that turtle, he is such a looker. And if you're just like, oh, is he really? What does he look like? Then it's like it puts pressure on me to sort of make up all the stuff for the skit. It's supposed to be more of a give and take type thing. Obviously, this doesn't always apply, because sometimes questions are good to provoke more conversation. Or like, oh, do you really think so, or something like that. And there are no mistakes, only opportunities. If you make a mistake improvising, it's all mistakes. It's like, all these skits you see, it's like, nothing, a lot of the better stuff is not actually planned. Especially the Get Backers one you just saw. We had no idea what we were saying, so obviously in the beginning we were just like, and you know that's a mistake because I don't know what to say, but then something comes out of it eventually. So just don't give up and don't try to think that everything has to move along really, really linearly. I'm having an issue talking right now. Because it doesn't. I mean, mistakes are good, mistakes are the best thing you can do in improv, because it's funny. If you mess up on stage, it's still funny, and that's what you're going for.